Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite pragmatic language lessons for preschoolers by using the book No David by David Shannon. So I would like to start out by saying, first of all, as you know, really good activities for teaching emotional language, pragmatic language, perspective taking, nonverbal communication. Really good, solid activities for preschoolers are hard to find. And so when I come across one, or I think of one, I should say, I really would like to share it with you. So that's what I'm going to do today. You don't need anything except you will need this book, No David by David Shannon. So let me help you with this super simple, no prep activity that you can do to help your preschool students that are working on some social skills. But before I get into the activity with this particular book, let's just talk about using books in general to teach social communication. Not every book is great for this extremely huge task. For example, I like to use books that have really strong characters. They usually have an obvious problem or a really strong plot. This is because I find that it just really helps with like some of those understanding emotions and perspectives and things like that. Books that are just kind of really sequential, where it's just one thing then the next. For example, if you give a mouse a cookie, or the Old Lady series, those are great for other things. They are not going to be great for helping you teach social skills or pragmatic language or anything like that. So books that I do recommend using for teaching social skills are, first of all, I love all of the No David books. These don't quite follow the plot thing, other than there is a problem on each page. So that's kind of one of the cool things about this book. Other books I love would be like The Paper Bag Princess, or there's the Jabari books by Gaia Cornwall. Jabari Jumps and Jabari Tries are some of my absolute favorites to teach some of those complex emotions and problem solving. Okay, now I'm going to tell you why I love this book. First of all, like I mentioned earlier, I love it because each page is a new trial opportunity for each student. So by the end of the book, the child has had around 15 opportunities to practice two very specific skills by the end of the session. So that alone is super great. Most books, you might just get like 5 or 6 trials, maybe even less than that, depending on the quality of your book and by quality, I just mean like quality for pragmatic language or these particular skills. So they get to answer, like I said, the same 2 questions over and over again. The first question, what is David thinking? So this question kind of helps them role play and get in the mind and take the perspective of David. The second question is, how does the mom feel? So this question is going to work more on your complex emotional literacy, those type of skills. So again, each page you can ask those 2 questions, which gives the student about 15 trials, which is awesome. So that is why I love this book in particular. Okay, so let's break down those questions for just a minute more. The first question, what is David thinking? So this is helping the student. We're working on taking the perspective of David. So you do have to be careful that you're not just having the student describe the picture. I like to kind of prompt the student to say, like, what is David thinking in his head? And then sometimes I'll give that prompt. Usually for this particular book, the prompt is I want, because David is wanting to do something. So that I would kind of give that prompt, that verbal prompt, if the student is needing help with the I want. We're talking about what David is thinking. So that's the first question. The second question, how does the mom feel? So this also works some on perspective taking. It also works on emotional literacy. Mostly in this particular book, the mom probably feels angry because David makes a lot of messes, and David is a little bit, I won't say disrespectful, but they're working on some things, and it probably does make the mom feel angry. That's okay. However, she might also feel worried, she might feel disgusted, she might feel annoyed, she might feel frustrated. These are all really good emotional words to target and introduce, because I have found that students who really struggle with understanding feelings and emotions tend to get hung up on happy, sad, and mad, which are a great starting place, but we want our students to be able to do, understand and use more complex emotions. So that's another reason that I ask that particular question. So here's how you do the activity. First, you get the book. On each page, you ask the same target questions. So for the very first page, let me open it, we have David with the cookie jar. And we say, "No, David." And we ask, what is David thinking? Well, David's thinking, "I want a cookie." Then we're going to ask the question, okay, how do you think his mom feels? And this is a little tricky because you don't ever really see the mom. And so the mom probably feels worried that David is going to get hurt. She might be annoyed, frustrated that David's trying to sneak a cookie when it's not time to eat one. So that's all you do. And then you just read the story over the next few sessions until your student gets the hang of it pretty good. There are several No David books. There's David Goes to School, there's David at Christmas, and I think there's another one that you could do a very similar activity with this. So that is my super simple, awesome, free, except for the purchase of the book, activity for using No David to teach emotional feeling vocabulary and perspective taking and working on some pragmatic language skills with your preschoolers. Also, if you found this video helpful and you would love to see more content like this, I would love it if you would just take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel so that other people can hopefully find it and it can help them as well.